Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to do a video talking about the potential rumours that Boohoo is going to be bought out, so I will do a response video to that. Just before I get onto it, sorry there was no video yesterday. One of those that my actual job, I don't know if, I think most of you guys that watch the videos know, YouTube is not my full-time job. I actually have a full-time job, and unfortunately that was just incredibly busy, and when it's incredibly busy, I just have to prioritise that, and that meant not enough time to kind of get a video together, record it, edit it. It's a good kind of, 3-hour process really, and sometimes having a full-time job means, unfortunately, it doesn't happen. But yeah, I'm back again today making the video, I guess, and it's always difficult that when you make a video on Boohoo and you're like, oh, there's no information or new information out there, that 2 days later something like this happens. But hey, but yeah, I thought I'd go over this potential rumours of a buyout and my thoughts on it at the moment. So thank you to Fergie for sending this over. This is a screenshot, and basically a Betaville report mentioned that a potential Boohoo takeover interest in the online retailer. It said that a spokesperson for Boohoo declined to comment on the story when contacted by Bloomberg, but it did say that the speculation is described as being uncooked, a term for Betaville blog often used to refer to market gossip. So at the moment, I think this is just what it basically said. It's gossip. I don't think there's too much credibility in here. Obviously Bloomberg were trying to get a bit more, they have to make sure they have a lot of confirmation before they do report this, so I think that until I have a major outlet that does confirm this is happening, then I probably will just take it as rumours, and I don't think it will happen. So if you kind of just checked, just to see my thoughts on it, I don't think that potentially Boohoo will get bought out. For me to take this a bit more serious, I would have to see a bit of a major outlet kind of report on this, and they would probably have some confirmation from someone that it's true. And quite often we do hear a couple of gossips that so-and-so is getting taken over, and quite often they kind of turn out not to be true. So yeah, I would say that. And normally when a takeover happens, it comes out of nowhere, and often when these rumours start cropping up, they normally turn out to be not true. So yeah, I would personally say at the moment this is something that is just gossip and is not true at the moment. But there was a few other things in here, I guess, that were quite interesting. So a few people also said that this is why previously on the day there was a lot of shorts actually closing out the position, and it just kind of timed in with that, and you thought, okay, that's kind of lining up. But it is worth saying that since then they have started buying back the shorts according to the LSE. So I'm not exactly sure how much their information is correct on the short interest, but according to them, there was a lot of shorts closing the positions and then open the positions as well. And also a few people said, well, this is why there's no insider buying. So obviously if there was knowledge on the inside that a buyout was going to happen, the insiders couldn't buy the shares knowing in knowledge that they're going to probably jump up the share price in the next few days. But you've got to remember that the share price on Boohoo has been downtrending for nearly 12 months now. So even before the buyout interest, I'm sure there's points where insiders could have actually considered buying the shares, I guess. And people said, oh, well, this is why there's no insider buying, because they knew that there was going to be a buyout. Now, personally for me, obviously that would turn out to be true, but in terms of that, if there was a buyout, they could not buy the shares. But in my opinion, the share price has been downtrending for a long time. You can't tell me over the last 12 months where it's been downtrending that buyout has been on talks for 12 months. It just doesn't happen. So even if there was a buyout 3 months ago, insiders probably would have been able to buy shares because the buyout talks wouldn't be happening then. So yeah, I think that is probably not true. I think generally insiders are not buying the shares because they don't want to, not that they can't buy shares. And if they wanted to buy shares, they could have bought it a few months ago before, if there was takeover rumours. So yeah, for me, this has always been one of, this has always been one of my negatives with Boohoo at the moment, is that I would have liked to see, and a lot of insiders have done this historically with Boohoo, is that they have bought shares when it has dipped. And now for me, I do look at Boohoo and it's like the lowest share price it's ever been for 4 or 5 years, and I do look at a lot of the insiders that do own some shares and have bought on previous dips, and they aren't buying shares at the moment. That is probably the one big thing that I don't like with Boohoo at the moment. Obviously there's plenty of good things that I like with it, and that's why I do own shares in them, but I do look at management a little bit and the insiders going, why are you not buying shares? It is the lowest it's been for 4 years. Surely a little bit of confidence right now would be to go and buy some shares. And I think a few people tried to tie that up with, oh, well, that's why they're not been buying shares, because of this, and trying to link it together. But like I said, I don't think it's true, and I just generally don't think insiders are buying shares. But that's what one of the claims were with what was going on. And Overall, is the buyout going to happen? Personally, I don't think so. I can't see Boohoo getting bought out at the moment, even though it probably would make a good acquisition for someone. You know, you're getting a clothing brand here with, you know, so many different, you know, it's not just one brand. You know, you're getting the Boohoo brand, you're getting, you know, Pretty Little Thing, Debenhams, for example. You know, there's loads of different brands under this umbrella, and it's a great company. You know, no matter what people are saying in the short term, and there's a few negative people out there, it's a fantastic company. You know, this company has historically put good growth in. It's got a fantastic balance sheet. It historically does good profit. Revenue growth is 20-30% a year. It's fantastic growth. It's a decent company to be buying. So for someone to look at this now and going, okay, this stock's down at, you know, whatever it is at the moment, 90p, someone probably look at that and go, okay, should we just, you know, see what they want, if they're willing to buy? It would make sense for someone to make this acquisition and go buy it. So I think that there could potentially be people looking at it, but when it comes to selling, you've got to also remember that Boohoo is a founder-led company. The Kamanis have quite a big ownership on it, and generally, would they want to sell out the company and, you know, kind of give it up? Would they want to do that? I potentially wouldn't. And as well as that, at the moment, even though the share price is, you know, 90p, for it even to be considered, you know, whoever wanted to buy the company out couldn't come in with, say, a £1.50 bid. It just wouldn't get accepted by shareholders. It would get turned down. So it would need to also still be a quite a decent offer to even get the interest there, which is another bit of a situation here. So I guess it kind of comes down to what price. So like I said earlier, I think that the rumours are not true until they get a credible resource. I don't think they are true. And then even if they were, if someone did want to buy it, I don't think they would potentially get the right money. And as well as that, I don't think a lot of the insiders of the company would want to sell the company. But at what price would potentially Boohoo be sold at? That's a tricky question. I mean, obviously you look at the stock now, it's 90p, but a lot of shareholders, a lot of insiders obviously wouldn't take 90p for the stock, and it wouldn't be just taken off today's share price. You know, it would be looked at a longer term range. Okay, what's the range been in? And I'd probably say that you would have to be talking, I mean, at least £3 to even start having a serious conversation, really. You know, without doubt, you can't value Boohoo off current prices because it's not worth that. It's obviously worth a lot more than that. You know, historically, over the last longer period of time, it's been a, you know, £3, £4 stock. So I think you would have to probably be talking at least a £3 range to have a serious conversation. And then from that point of view, I mean, if Boohoo was to look at to sell the stock for a £3, I mean, obviously for me that wouldn't be too bad. You know, obviously that would probably mean I'd make, you know, double my money on this investment, which is still good. The only little disappointing thing is that while it's down at these prices, I can average down a bit more. I think Boohoo generally will go to, in the longer term, in, you know, a course of 3, 4, 5 years, I see Boohoo easily going past £3. I could see that. I could see Boohoo getting somewhere between the £5 to £8 range in a longer term period. So I've got to weigh up. Okay, do I take the? You know, it would be okay to take the short term gain and everything like that, and then especially with what's at the moment, I could deploy that cash into other stocks that are dipping down at the moment. But I would be looking at probably one of the easier opportunities out there that in the longer term is probably going to bring me, like I said in the Boohoo video two days ago, it probably will bring me a 3 to 5x return in. So I'm looking at that thinking, is it worth the gain in the short term to miss out on the gain in the long term, I guess, really. So, you know, I wouldn't be too sad if it was bought out for £3, but I would think, you know, that was a good opportunity to make some good gains in the longer term. But obviously that's all speculation. In general, I don't think these rumours are true, and I don't think Boohoo themselves would want to probably sell the stock. The only way they would sell the business really is if there was a crazy offer. So that's what I think would happen. And at the moment, I think that maybe no one would be willing to put that offer in what would be accepted, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, overall, that's me kind of responding to some of these Boohoo buyout and the rumours with that. Like I said, I don't think there's too much truth in it. I think it's just gossip. And if there was a credible resource that comes out and confirms that this is potentially happening, then I will kind of reassess the situation. But at the moment, that's where I stand with it all. So hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you could hit the like button, if you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.